Hello children, welcome to session 2. Today let us learn about the other sources which is available to reconstruct the history of the modern period of India. The first source is newspapers, books, magazines, letters and pamphlets. Children, we all know it's a tough time and we have to stay at home, but still we are getting information about our local news and also about other countries. How is it possible? We are watching news in the TV and also we are reading newspaper. So through the newspaper, we are getting the information on the current news and events in and around the world, right? So then how it got introduced? Do you know about this? In the olden days, there were some great personalities, eminent personalities, and they wanted to document their thoughts. But it was not so easy how to document. Then they got an idea of introducing a printing press. So what they did? They introduced printing press. Once it is done, they started printing the newspaper, books, magazines, pamphlets in different regional languages because they wanted to spread their ideas. And you know children, these newspapers played an important role in the freedom struggle because it helped them to create national awakening. There were some important newspapers such as Indian Mirror, The Hindu, The Maratha, Amrit Bazar Patrika, Kesari and Mumbai Samachar, which contributed in shaping the public opinion during this freedom movement. Now, you may have a doubt. How does those newspapers help us in reading history? Let me clear this for you. We all know that history is full of events. And for example, if an event that occurred in the past and that particular event was mentioned or documented in the newspaper, we can understand that particular important historical event of that particular time through that newspaper. And also, there are some books and journals which throw light on the social conditions of that period. For example, Marriage of Hindu Widows by Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and Vivekavardhini, Chintamani, Satya Savardhani and Satyavadi by Kandukuri Vedesalingam. And apart from this, there were some personal correspondence and official letters of national leaders also throw light on the history. One example of personal correspondence is the letters written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to his daughter Indira Gandhi. James Augustus Hickey published the first English newspaper in India on January 29, 1780 in Kolkata, and it was a weekly titled Bengal Gazette. It had 2 sheets with 3 columns on each page. And the next source is photographs. Children, can you tell me that how many of you don't have photographs? I'm sure in each and every home we have photographs. It might be of any occasions or of traveling photos or of any celebrations, entertainment, anything, right? But tell me one thing. Why do you need photographs? What are you going to do with that? And the answer is, when we get older, we are going to cherish those moments by seeing those photographs, right? In the same way, the photographs which were taken during any historical event help us to reconstruct the history. Also, it helps us to recollect the vital culture of those particular towns and cities. And through these photographs, one can summarize people, an event or a place. For example, there is an image in your book in page number 12, figure 1.2. In that picture, it shows a British officer in a relaxing mood. So when you see that picture, what and all will come to your mind? The first thing, that their appearance means the costume, what they are wearing, and the furnitures, what are used there, right? Like this, by seeing a photography, we get more information about that historical period. And the next important and valuable source of information for the study of the modern period is painting. During the 18th and 19th century, some artists who moved from England to India, and during their travelling time, they travelled across India drawing the local flora, fauna, monuments as well as local people and their customs. So these paintings are called as company paintings. These came up during the British period. Apart from these company paintings, a number of illustrious painters such as Raja Ravi Verma and Gemini Roy painted the daily life of people on the canvas. And the next source is historical buildings. Then how does these monuments help us to read history? They impact facts on political happenings of the area. For example, some monuments were built during the British period. They are Victoria Memorial, the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the India Gate, the Gateway of India, etc. The another example is the founding stone of the Prince of Wales Museum, that is now Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya, was laid in 1905 by the Prince of Wales, who was on his visit to India. The next source is surveys and mapping. When the Britishers were there in India, they felt it is very important to know about a country completely in order to run it effectively. So, they have undertaken several attempts to collect basic information on the topography, vegetation, wildlife, quality of soil, climate and cropping patterns of the country. So, they introduced survey and mapping system. The Survey of India, established in the year of 1767, is the oldest scientific department of the Government of India. By the end of the 19th century, the census was carried out every 10 years. Under this, the government was assisted to prepare reports of the number of people residing in India and the data relating to their caste, creed and occupations. The first complete census of an Indian city at that time was done in Dhaka by Henry Walter in the year of 1830. Oral history. Information was diffused by word of mouth through succeeding generations before the invention of writing. Information which is gathered through oral means falls under the category of oral histories. These are some interviews or recordings of people, those who witnessed any historical event when it occurred. And the last source is films. Apart from the historical sources, films are also a great source to explore the history of modern period. For example, Naya Sansar, Kismet unfold many historical events and issues during that time. Although films such as Lagan, Masi Sahib, Junoon and Shatranj Ke Khiladi are known more for their entertainment value, nevertheless, they provide interesting anecdotes on colonial India. Some biographical films such as Gandhi, Sardar and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose also gives more information about history. Thus, the primary sources and the secondary sources help us in reconstructing the modern period of Indian history. Children, this is the end of our session. Let's meet again in our next session with a new video. Bye children and thank you.